Good morning to one and all. Today we are going to know more about the settings model in detail. The setting models will be in which we will be letting the Fedina understand more about our institution. So first of all, we need to start up with the dashboard itself. On the dashboard, you can log into the dashboard using your credentials. Once you are logged in, you can use the settings icon on the dashboard to log into the settings homepage. Once you are in the home page of the settings or the configuration home page, you need to start with the settings first of all. Then the first thing that is to be done is the general settings. Is the general settings part. In general settings, we let the application understand more about our organization in detail. As we are asked to enter the school and college name, then the school and college address, the school and college phone number, the attendance type, and so on. So first of all, you need to enter the school and college name so that this would be available in all the receipts and in the page in the every page that you will be accessing using Fedina. Then the address is to be entered, the college phone number. Then comes the attendance type. In attendance type, if you have a daily attendance type, you can opt for daily, or else if you have an subject-wise attendance type, you can opt for the same too. Then comes the financial year start date. In financial start date, we are asked to enter the start date of the financial year or the fiscal year that you are in and the end date too. Then comes the starting receipt number. In starting receipt number, we need to enter the receipt number of the first receipt that would be generated from the application. Normally, from the application Fedina, we would be able to generate a number of receipts like the fee receipt, like the receipt when someone donates it. Then the then the rest of the things like. So we need to enter the receipt number so that this receipt number would be the one that we will be entering up, and the rest of the receipt numbers would be the auto incremented value of the one that you will be entering up here. Then comes the language. The language that you can prefer up is you can choose from any of the languages available here. Then comes the time zone. You need to enter the time zone in which you are in. The country should be entered and the currency type. So currency type that you will be entering up here will be available for all the financial transactions up there in the application. So once you have entered the currency type as dollar, every receipt that you will be generating up will be available here too. Then comes the upload logo. You can even upload the school logo here or the college logo, which would help you to enter all the logos like which will be available in the school login page, the logout page, and the rest of the pages like the PDF and all. So you can enter the school logo even here. Then comes the online. Then comes the network state, which can be set as the online or offline. Then the grading systems are to be entered. In many of the schools, we have separate grading systems like the CC, CWA, and GPA. And if your school have all these facilities, then you can opt for each of them. Then comes a Moodle URL. In Moodle URL, if you have a Moodle ID and you want to integrate Moodle with that of Fedina, then all you need to do is just enter the Moodle URL here like that in this fashion, the domain followed by /Moodle, and this will allow you to have all the URLs here. Then comes the theme. Fedina is available in all the exciting themes like orange, black, green, yellow, blue, and gray. So you can opt to have Fedina in any of the themes above. Then comes the enable auto increment student admission number. In enable auto increment student admission number, the first admission number that you will be entering up here. The first admission number that you will be entering up here for the students will be recorded, and the rest of the admission numbers will be the auto incremented value of the one that you will be entering up here. Then comes the employee number. The same goes off with the employee number too. if you have the enable auto increment employee number on, then you need to enter the employee number of the first employee, and the rest of the employees will have an auto increment value of the one that you entered for the first time. Then comes the sibling part. So if you want to have the sibling feature of Retina enabled in your application, then you need to have enabled sibling checked up. This will help you track down all the siblings studying in the institution. Then comes the first time login change password. When you have first time login change password checked up, then every user who will be using Fedina for the first time will be asked to change the password, and only then they will be able to access the application. Then comes the enable OAuth. Enable OAuth is a different plugin which helps you to use Fedina with your Gmail account. So if you have a Gmail account, then you will be able to use Fedina by logging into your Gmail account. So that's what the enable OAuth does. Having done all of the settings, now you can click upon the update. Now we will be moving up to the rest of the settings. The rest of the settings include the manage course batch and the manage student category. Having done all the general settings, now we have this option here called the add admission additional detail. In add admission additional detail, we need to enter the student. Settings. Like, let us say that you do not have a details like the passport and all. So these details are not available in Fedina, but in your institution you will be having some more details of students which you want to record. So to do so, you need to create a detail here like the passport and all, and after that this field will be available for all the students who are being admitted into the application. So let us say that you want to create a additional detail like let us say passport, and I am naming it as PP, and then you can select from the input methods like text box, text area, select box and check box. Having done so, now if you want to check it as mandatory, you can click the mandatory part, and on clicking it, your additional field will be created, and which will be notified by you by a flash message. So this is all about the additional detail thing. Now we will be moving up to the next thing called the manage student category. In our school we have instances where we want to categorize students into different categories like the local, non-local and so on. So if you want to categorize the students into different categories, then you can just go up, enter the category name and click upon save. Supposingly if you want to create local, then you need to just type local here, and then on clicking upon save, this particular category will be saved. So every time student will be getting admitted, the user will be asked to enter the category of the student in which the student is to be categorized in. So this was all about the student category. Now we will be moving up to the manage course or batch thing. So the first thing after having done all the general settings is you need to manage your courses and batches efficiently. So you need to create courses and then different batches in it. So if you want to create some courses here, you can click upon the link here which says new, type the name of the course. Let us say you want to create a course with the name grade 1, and then the section name can be left blank, and then you can type a name or code for your grade that you have created. Then the grading system type like normal, GPA, CWA and CC. After entering all the grading system types, you will be asked to enter the batch details. Once you have entered the batch details, like let us say that you want to create a batch from starting from 2011 2018 11 2013, that's current date, to the 18 11 2014 for the next year, then all you need to do is just type upon the name. Let us say the batch name is A2013 and hit upon the save button. This way you will be able to create a course with the name of grade 1, and you can have different batches inside this. So moreover, for the timing, we have created the course which is grade 1 and the batches in it are grade 1 A 2013. Now if you want to create a new batch here for this particular course, then all you need to do is just go upon to the new link on your right, and then on clicking upon the batch part, you will be able to create a new batch here. Let us say you want to create a new batch like B 2013, and here we come across two options which says import previous batch subjects and import previous batch master fees. Supposingly we have created some subjects and we want to import the subjects of the previous batches, like we have created A 2013, and if you want to import the subjects for B 2013, that's the current batch, and same, then we can just click upon the same and the checkbox here and hit upon save. This way your grades will be created. So this was all about you managing your courses and batches efficiently. Now having done the courses and batch settings done, now you can click upon the manage subject part. In manage subject, you need to choose the batch that you want to add subjects to. Let us say that you want to add the subject to this batch which says grade 1, and click upon add normal subject, and then on clicking upon name you will be able to add some new subjects for the same. So just click upon name and type the name of the subjects as mathematics, let us say, and then the code for this, and the maximum weekly classes. Let us say the maximum weekly classes are 4. So once you have entered a number here, this would mean that whenever you will be creating a timetable, you will be asked, you will be given a warning whenever you have crossed 4 maths classes in a week. Now if you have the subject as no exam, so whenever there is an examination created, this subject won't be available for being evaluation, for the evaluation or scheduling. So on hitting upon save, you will be able to since it's the prayer time, we would be stopping the session for some time, and again we would be starting it after a few minutes. Good evening all, this is Fitness Support, and today we are going to know more about the settings module in detail. So first of all, we need to log into the instance that we have. Once you are done with the instance, once you're done with the credentials, you will be able to see the settings part in this. You can click upon the settings part settings part, which will lead you to the settings homepage or the configuration homepage. So once we are done with the configuration homepage, you need to start off with the general settings part. So you can click upon general settings and enter the school or college name. You can enter the school or college name, then the address. Basically, whenever we are trying to do a general settings, the basic motto behind this is to make the application aware about the institution. So we are asked to enter the college phone number, the address, and the name. Then comes the student attendance type, where we can enter the student attendance type like daily or subject wise as per the requirement of the institution. Then the financial year start date and finance year end date. So the financial start date and end date that you will be using up for your institution are to be entered here. Then comes the starting receipt number. So you need to enter the starting receipt number here. Moreover, whenever we are trying to enter the starting receipt number here, the rest of the numbers would be the auto incremented value of the one that you will be entering here. So these receipt numbers would be available in the PDFs that will be generated and in the donations that will be made, and all the transactions that comes up with the receipt. Then you can even try the different languages available in Fedina, like the English, Dominican Spanish, and so on. Then comes the time zone. You need to enter the time zone that you are in. The country that you are in are to be entered following that, and then the currency type. The currency type that you have are to be entered here, and it is to be entered here before doing any kind of financial transactions. So all the currency type that you will be entering up will be available for all the financial transactions, like the fees, the donations, like the expenses and incomes, and so on. Next, you can even upload the school logo here. To upload the school logo, you can use the browse button here and select a file from your system to upload a photo as the logo. Moreover, whenever you are trying to upload a logo, please make it sure that the resolution should be restricted up to 150 cross 110 only. Then you can choose the network state. You can put it as the online or offline. Then the grading systems like the CC, CWA, GPA, and so on. So whenever there is a grading system, like if you have CC, CW, and GPA, then these of the grading systems can be entered. Then the module URL are to be entered. Now, Fedina is always available in all the exciting themes like the orange, black, green, yellow, blue, and gray. If you want to enter Fedina in any of the themes, you will be able to do so. Then comes the enable auto increment student admission number. So whenever you want to enter the student admission number, and you want to have a particular pattern in the admission number, so all you need to do is enter the student admission number for the first student that will be admitted via Fedina, and then the rest of the students will have an auto incremented value of the one that you will be entering it. The same goes with the employee admission number too. Then comes the enable news comment moderation. So if this part is checked in, every news that will be used up or every news comment that will be coming up has to be moderated by the admin, and if only the admin passes it, then only the comment will be available for the news. Then if you want to have the track of all the siblings studying into your institution, then you must switch on the enable sibling part. Then comes the first time login change password. On clicking first time login change password, you will be asked to every user that will be using Fedina for the first time will be asked to enter the password, and only then they will be able to access Fedina at the full-fledged. Then comes enable OAuth, where we will be asked to use Google sign-on. So using your Google account, you will be able to use the application provided to the condition that you have your email account in the profile or the account that you have been using. So this was all about the general settings part. Now we will be moving up to the add admission additional detail. Add admission additional detail helps you in a very serious way, where if you want to create some most fields which are not available in Fedina, like the passport number, like the admission agent and so on, so all you need to do, just click upon the name field here, type the name of the admission detail like passport, and then click upon whether the thing is to be made mandatory or not, and then the input method. If it should be text box, text area, select box and checkbox, you need to select the same, and then on clicking upon create, this will be created. Now as we do not have any name created here, so the system will throw an error which says name can't be blank. So once we have entered a name, let us say that we want to create the passport number as PASS, and then on clicking create, a additional detail will be created which would ask the passport details of all the students. So this is all about the additional details. Now we will explore the manage student category in detail. On clicking manage student category, you will be able to create a new category here. So this particular facility will be of great use whenever you will be admitting a student and you want to categorize the students into different categories. So you can just create a category here, and all those categories that were created here will be available in the drop down list of the step 1 of the admission. So having done all the settings like the management category, general settings, now it's time to create a course. So if you want to create a course, you can click upon manage course and click upon new, and the course name is to be entered like grade 1, and then the code is to be entered. Let us say if you have a code called GR1, and then the grading system type. So if we have a certain grading system type like the normal, GPA, CWA and CC, you can opt the grading system type from your particular course, and then the batch details. Let us say that you want to name this batch as A 2013. You can do so by clicking upon save. A course name with the name grade 1 and the code GR1 having a normal grading system type will be created. And on clicking upon save, your grade will be created. Supposedly if you want to create a new grade inside this, so in this particular example we have created a grade course in which we have two courses like grade 1 A 2013 and grade 1 B 2013. Supposingly if you want to create a new batch to this, then you just need to click upon that particular grade that we did it from grade to reach grade 1, and on clicking upon new, we'll be asked to enter the name of the batch. So the name of the batch which we will be entering is, let us say, C 2013, and the started and ended are entered automatically. We can even change the same by using these calendars here. Then the batch subjects are to be imported. So let us say that you have a batch in your course and a old batch, and you want to import the subjects from the same batch too. So on clicking upon this, your subjects for the batch will be imported from the previous batches. The same goes for the master fiche too. So on clicking upon save, a batch will be created. So this is all about creating the batches and managing your courses efficiently. So having created the courses and batches, now it's time to create some subjects. So if you want to create a subject, let us say if you want to create a subject in the batch with the name GR1A 2013, so you can click upon add normal subject, which is a normal subject. So we will be exemplifying a normal subject here. Let us say the normal subject is mathematics, and the code is math. Maximum weekly classes is 4, and the thing is no exam. So if you are clicking upon no exam, exams won't be created for this particular subject whenever you want to create an exam. So on clicking upon save, your normal subject with the code math will be created. Moreover, you can even have elective subjects here. So if you want to click upon an elective group called new elective group, so you need to enter the new elective group here, like say EL1, and on clicking upon save, your elective group will be created. Moreover, if you want to add some more subjects into this elective group, so you can create it by using the add button here, entering the details like name, code, max, weekly classes, and whether the exam is to be done or not to be done using the no exam part here. And now you can create a multiple number of elective subjects for the elective group created. So, and moreover, once the elective group is created, you can even assign a students for the particular elective group. So this was all about creating the courses and batches and managing the subjects efficiently. Now, having done all the things like manage course batches, student category, manage subjects and general settings, and the admission details, now we will be plunged into the SMS module. So whenever you will be seeing the SMS module for the first time, the SMS homepage would look something. The default view of the SMS page would be something like this, which is SMS settings and nothing else. So you need to enable the SMS settings from here. On click, you need to click upon application, and on clicking update, you will be getting some series of options here. So which says student admission, exam schedule result, attendance, events, and so on. So if you have used this option, then every time student would be admitted into the application, a SMS would be flying up to the respective parents. The same goes up with the exam schedule or result. So whenever an exam is scheduled or the result has been published, an SMS would be going up to the students and parents both. And then same goes with the attendance. So let us say that if a student is absent, then an SMS would be going to the particular parent, and the events. So whenever we create an event, an SMS should be going to the respective recipients. Moreover, if you are enabling send SMS to parents, students, and employees from here, then only the SMS will be going to the parents, students, employees. So on having done all the settings here from the SMS settings, on clicking upon update, we would be able to update the SMS settings. So this way you will be getting some more options here, like send SMS to students. So if you want to send an SMS to student, click upon send SMS to student, select the batch to which the SMS is to be sent, and now if you want to select the SMS to the whole batch, you can just select upon all, or if you want to say send SMS to the particular student, then you can click upon the name and then tapping upon the SMS and not clicking send SMS, and SMS will be flying up to the opted recipients. So this is all about send SMS to students. Now let's go to send SMS to batches. So if you want to send SMS to the batches, you need to select the particular batch here, and on clicking upon this box you need to enter the SMS, and on clicking upon send SMS, SMS would be flying up to the respective recipients. The same goes up with the SMS to employees too. So you need to select the department and then the employee and send the SMS. Moreover, if you would like to send SMS to all the persons in the application, then you need to click upon this particular box, type the SMS here, required one, and on clicking send SMS, SMS will be flying up to all the users in FEDINA. Moreover, if you want to see the SMS logs at some point of time, you can click upon SMS logs and see what SMS has been going upon from your account and the response from the gateway too. Moreover, before doing the SMS settings, you have you have to get the account settings for your instance, and you can use this SMS settings for your instance, and this way, once this thing has been configured, you will be able to send SMS to the recipients, to the desired recipients from the application. So this was all about the settings module, and now as we are done with the webinar, we would be dealing up with the queries now. Please put forward the queries if you have any.